You're listening to the 12th Man Fan Jam on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
They would do their jobs, they would see that we throw the ball second fewest in the league. But if they also did their jobs further, they would see that we are the most efficient receiving corps in the NFL. And so, all that negativity, the talk that was being said, I was just letting them know that I did not forget about that. Of course, I got one more thing to say, though.
Please do.
Okay. My man that said that we were appetizers, right? He told me to Google him, and I did that. I saw that he was a Hall of Famer, which, like I said, I respect what he did on the football field, but also saw two conference championships appearances, none of which he won, and I didn't see any Super Bowl appearances. All that stuff came to me in Google, and I would love for him to come to me, and I'd love to show him the Super Bowl. Like I said, I can't say any names. I would love to show him the Super Bowl ring. And if he doesn't want to come and see it personally, tell him he can Google it. I'm not trying to be overconfident or cocky. I'm just saying when you talk down about us, you give us bulletin board material, of course we're going to have to do it.
This is your time, man. Chirp away, my man. I'm going to give it to you.
We're Super Bowl champions, without a doubt.
And now it's time for another edition of the 12th Man Fan Jam with your hosts, the Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, Magic Voice of the 12th Man Fan Jam, and welcome one and all for yet another special off-season June edition of the 12th Man Fan Jam. I am your host for the program, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity, and we want to thank you all so much for making us part of your Seahawk off-season fix as we discuss the off-season of your Super Bowl XLVIII champion Seattle Seahawks. So sit back, grab a desired beverage of center your choice, and remember, wear your sunscreen. We have so much to discuss on this program for you this time, and luckily, I am never alone. No, the 12th Man Fan Jam posse is once again here from around the world to light our way along the festivities with some hot summer knowledge. First, there's my partner in crime, the yin to my yang. He's declared himself the queen of everything. You may know him as Suffolk Blue on SeahawkBlue.com. We know him as Matt.
Good morning, Moses. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you this morning?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Just recovering from my birthday celebrations.
Oh, birthday celebrations. It was your birthday, was it?
It was indeed, yes.
You're another year older? Wow.
I know, don't look it. It's incredible.
Yeah, you look from where I'm looking, you look fine. But of course, I can't see you, so.
From where I'm looking, I look 40, which
That's
is
the
sad.
best view.
Yeah. From where I'm sitting, I look 40, which is sad because I'm only 36, so...
Oh, no. No. That can't happen.
Not good.
Well, we'll talk about your birthday later.
Okay.
Also here, our news hound. And sure to keep us updated in news during the off season. Like June, he's busting out all over, only he has news. He is known as Shadowhawk. We know him as Will.
Hi, Moses. And speaking of sunscreen, I really should have worn some this week.
Uh-oh. Oh, yes, you had a sunburned head, I believe.
Yeah, just a little burnt on top, but these things happen.
That they do. You should be wearing your champion hat around.
I saw the pictures on
I
Facebook.
really should have.
It's hilarious.
Well, if you're gonna do something like that, you need to share it with your the close personal friends on your Facebook friends list.
Because that's all you have is your close personal friends on Facebook.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, pretty close. And of course, as usual, we have, of course, the kids are staying up late with me tonight. Kids, they love staying up late. Kids are here. It's been a great couple of weeks since we had our show. Will obviously has had some issue with sunscreen. Matt's had a birthday, and I just got back on vacation from Atlanta, where I got to go to a lot of Walking Dead sites. So if you're a Walking Dead fan, it was amazing. And if you're not, hey, there's still the Coca-Cola place and CNN, and some lady named Brooke from CNN waved at us, so that was pretty cool. So anyway, enough of that. We want to talk Seahawk football, and I know you're interested in getting the June edition of the show kicked off, so let's run over how this show is formatted. The 12th Man Fan Jam is divided into 4 quarters, just like a real NFL football game. In quarter 1, we go over news with our news hound, Will. In the second quarter, we're going to talk about some Seahawk news and talk about those beautiful, shiny rings the Seahawks got the other day. Halftime is when we usually have a quiz, and this is a quiz that you, the listener, and the viewer, I guess, since it's on YouTube, that you can participate in, because what we do is we put the questions up on the screen with the options, and then you can also participate and see how you do on these quizzes. I'm not going to tell you what the topic is yet because I don't want any of these guys cheating and Googling during the show. So the surprise topic will be coming up at halftime, but Will is the defending champ. And as he asked last time we were on the show, Will said I should play this song for him, so his entrance will be this week. Little Sammy Hagar. There you go. Winner takes it
That's
all.
a little over the top, Moses.
Yes, a lot of references about Sylvester Stallone and arm wrestling last show. So, but the winner takes it all.
And mollywhopping.
And mollywhopping and pimp hands. We if you missed last week's show, you got to look it up to understand those. So the third quarter, we're going to talk about the OTAs that just finished up right before they got their rings. In the fourth quarter, we have a special thing going on. I can't really give a lot of details about this, but let's just say it's a very fitting and a very short tribute to somebody. So stay tuned for the fourth quarter because I think you'll get a big kick out of it. And also, you can send us emails. Let us know what you think of the show. Say you love it, say you hate it. We've gotten some feedback from our last couple of shows that have been very positive. We want to thank you for all the time to just kind of say, hey, what about, we did the thing with the players, if you could pick a player from history, and I've had a couple people comment about that, which was really kind of neat to hear what you had to say about that. Stay high. You like us, you hate us. Hey, more Seahawk football. Hey, it's a really great show. Hey, it stinks, whatever. We're not too proud to beg. 12manfanjam@gmail.com is on your screen. Please drop us a line. And be sure to check out our Best Of series. There are 2 Best Of 12th Man Fan Jams, so you don't have to listen to every show. I condensed 3 or 4 shows into little 6-minute packets so you can listen to them a little easier. And there'll be another one coming up probably in a week or two, so more on the way. Highlights set their camping music. You got to love that. All right, enough of that. Let's talk about the first quarter and get started with some news. Yes, news from around the NFL with our news hound Will. When you were too busy getting suntanned out in the beautiful beaches of America or England or wherever you happen to be. And that to show you all the news that you've missed is our news hound Will. Will, my tongue's getting tied. What do you got for us?
I was going to say.
Woo! It was a long vacation, folks. Let me say that. Holy cow.
Apparently, Moses imbibed a bit on this vacation, too.
What do you mean vacation?
Good gracious.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, really.
Well, Moses, I think a lot of people expected the Houston Texans to take a quarterback in last April's draft. If not in the first round, then certainly the second, right?
I think that would be good advice for them.
Well, they confounded expectations and waited until the third day of the draft to pick Tom Savage. However, he will not be the starter in Houston when they kick off training camp next month. New Texans coach Bill O'Brien has declared that Ryan Fitzpatrick will be the Texans starting quarterback when camp opens.
Hooray!
Right.
The Fitzpatrick. And our starting quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Well, and now that the Texans have traded quarterback TJ Yates to Atlanta, that means the quarterbacks on the Texans roster are Fitzpatrick, Savage, and Case Keenum, which means Ryan Fitzpatrick is the only quarterback on their roster who has ever won a game.
Yay!
Somewhere,
brilliant.
Andre Johnson is weeping.
And you wonder why Johnson is pulling what he's pulling and not going, I don't want to go out there.
I wouldn't want to
dear
either.
Lord.
That team is so broken.
Yeah, and what happened? They were doing so well for a while, and then just the wheels fell off.
We were last year, like I said last time, we were talking Super Bowl with that team. Oh, the Texans can make the Super Bowl. They're going to make a run this year. They're poised. Everyone's dark horse in the AFC were the Texans to win the Super Bowl. And you talk about wheels falling off. They fell off, rolled over, and died and caught fire. I don't know what happened to that place.
It's as if like the owners and the managers and the coaches all got together and had a meeting and said, look, everyone, there's really high expectations. We've got to dumb it down a little bit. And they just broke their team all over the place.
It's broken. Then you're right. That's perfect. The Texans are a broken team.
Oh, sad.
They're
Sad,
broken.
sad.
And it is sad because there are a lot of good guys on that team, and you thought maybe they'd get their chance, but not anytime soon.
And don't look now, but you remember a couple years ago in the West, everyone made fun of the NFC West because the Seahawks were winning those divisions in their early 21st century. Everyone said, yeah, but you've got the Cardinals and the Rams and the 49ers, and they all stink, right? Well, look at that division. The Texans, the Jaguars, and the Titans aren't exactly scaring anybody. And the Colts are pretty much going to probably win by default again. And everyone's going to say to the Colts what they've said to the Seahawks. Yeah, but you don't play anybody all year.
No, they won't say that because they're not the Seahawks. They'll be oohing and awing over Andrew Luck.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, and
Just
that brave
saying.
coach. And that brave coach. Yeah, the Texans are a complete joke. I that's crazy. And then they trade Yates, the only quarterback they had with really any real good experience other than Fitzpatrick, who had a couple good years in Buffalo, guys. That's not, And the guy's from Harvard, so he's got that. I know I want my quarterback from Harvard because that's that's a pool of great quarterbacks that come from Harvard.
I prefer my quarterback from NC State and Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin, yeah, I agree with that. Even Milton College would be better. But anyway,
if it still existed,
I just have to say, I feel so sorry for the fans. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I just sit there and feel so sorry for the Texans fans because, again, like us, they're really passionate about their game. They're really passionate about their football. But it's so difficult to be really passionate about a team which is broken. No matter what forums they go on and say, this is, we change something, do something.
Right.
It's not happening. It's not happening for them, and that must be the most frustrating. It's like having a year and year and year of Jim Mora. Do you know what I mean? I feel so sorry for them.
Well, we've had a lot of years like the Texans have. I mean, they had a couple of years where they got into the playoffs, did okay, and then that was it. That was as good as they were going to get, and they had to rebuild again. I mean, that basically is Seahawks football.
That's very true.
A few exceptions over the years. I mean, we've lived through all that, so yeah, we know. I think we know exactly what the Texans fans are going through.
But I think the thing is though is that we were always looking like we were going to build towards something, and I don't know whether they can see any light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
It's like one long tunnel of crap.
Instead of getting brighter, the tunnel is actually getting darker and darker and darker.
Andy Dufresne is crawling through that tunnel trying to get out of Shawshank.
They have like the theme songs when the teams come out.
Yeah.
So this is the Texans theme song this year.
I thought it would have been that Sammy Hagar song.
It's going to be The Way We Were, because that's all they're going to think about of the people that they had.
Think of Babs.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a theme song for the Texans this year. The Way We Were, because that's pretty much that's their theme. You have like the highlight films. That's gonna be their title. The 2014 Texans, The Way We Were, which is highlights from 2012. All right, that's enough ripping on the Texans. Who else can we rip on, Will?
Well, Moses, they say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And if that's the case, we're going to stay in the AFC South for the time being and focus a bit on Toby Gerhart, who wound up in Jacksonville after playing behind Adrian Peterson for a few years in Minnesota. And he is looking at emulating a Seahawk who's been in the news lately, namely Marshawn Lynch. Said Gerhart, Gus Bradley comes from the Seattle Seahawks model of playing good defense, relying on the run game, where Marshawn Lynch was their beast mode out there. Hopefully, I'll be the beast mode down here for the Jaguars. I want to be a guy who helps turn this program around with a physical, punishing offense.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, that is. I like hearing all these guys comparing themselves to Seahawks in a good way. Like everybody in the draft looking for tall, physical defensive backs. Now Toby Gerhart wants to be beast mode. I think that's a real sign of how far this team has come.
I think so too. And all the talking heads are kissing their butt, which is just amazing. Oh, that reminds me. Talking heads and kissing butt. It reminds me. I want to tell you a real quick story from vacation. We went to Stone Mountain, Georgia, and there's this rock wall where kids can climb. And my kid wasn't on the rock wall. There was something next to it that he was doing. He had to climb up through this webbing and get way, way up. I don't know how many stories high. And then he went down this slide, right? So he's over there wearing his Seahawks stuff, of course. He's going up this slide. Next to him on the rock wall is this maybe 10, 11-year-old kid in a Kaepernick jersey. And I could not stop watching this kid fail to climb this wall. He didn't fail once. He didn't fail twice. He failed 3 or 4 times. Every time he failed, I could not look away. I just kept seeing Kaepernick fall off that wall over and over, and it was beautiful.
It must be really difficult.
Kiss his bicep?
I was going to say, it must be really difficult to climb a wall if you continually kiss your bicep every time you go one step up.
Exactly right. How true. But anyway, dude, that's nice that Gerhart would say that. I want to be like Marshawn Lynch. Isn't that nice?
I'll tell you, though, Gerhart, he hasn't had much of a chance to run, playing behind Peterson all those years, but he was good coming out of college. He's got a shot at it, to be perfectly honest.
He's that kind of runner. He is a physical runner, and don't look now, and we're all laughing at the Jaguars, and of course Jacksonville loves me. We'll talk about that sometime, but Jacksonville loves me, but Toby Gerhart, and look at what they got, the defense from Seattle. I think Clemens and Red Bryant and Winston Guy from last year. Yep. Don't look now, but they are really trying to build something nice. In 2 or 3 years, that may be a team to look out for.
I think it absolutely will be, and I think and good luck to them, really, because again, I think success goes around, comes around and goes around, and and apart from, obviously, unless you're the Texans or something, but it's. But yeah, I mean, good luck to them. I think Gus has had a hard year, obviously, last year. That was the year of hard knocks. But hopefully they can start to build on some things, because I think that's good. I think it's good for divisions to have strong players start to build. So good.
I agree 100%. Will, what else you got for us?
Well, Moses, the fight in Seahawks minicamp was the main event this week, but on the undercard, we had a bit of a fight in Baltimore's minicamp between Steve Smith and cornerback Ladarius Webb. Now, Smith is no stranger to fights in mini camps and training camps, as former Seahawk Ken Lucas can attest to.
Right.
But all seems to be well with Smith and his new teammates. The day after the fight, Smith tweeted out a photo to Webb of a bag of donuts, upon which was inscribed, "Peace offering from '89." And making it all the more better, he added the hashtag Glaze Up Son, which is a takeoff on his Ice Up Son remark from last year.
Glaze up, son. That sounds like something Steve Smith would say to like Homer Simpson or something.
Or maybe Golden Tate when he goes into a top pot.
I was going to say that about Golden Tate.
Yeah, Golden Tate. Glaze up, son. Oh, good old Steve Smith, making friends wherever he goes.
One way or another.
Yeah, Matt, I know he was out there and people had talked about him coming to Seattle. Would you have liked to have a little 5'4" receiver, whatever he is, on our roster? Do you think he would have been a nice addition?
Wow, let's not go on about height of players, because let's not get
well put.
Let's not get ourselves burnt again about height, because that's just not what.
Oh, look,
had the team wanted him, then yeah, sure. I mean, the front office makes the decisions. Sometimes players say no, and sometimes they say yes. But I mean, all this. I mean, I love the idea of like all these. You see, people are copying us even at camp now, where they've got to have fights. At the end of things. I mean, we are the imitation is the greatest form of flattery, isn't it?
It is. Will you, Steve Smith, you would have been on board?
I suppose, but I like the direction we went instead. I like the young receivers that we got. If we could have gotten Steve Smith 4 or 5 years ago, then hell yes.
Yeah.
But the guy can still play. I'll give him that. Yeah. And he's still got the fire. One day he's molly-whopping someone. Next day he's telling him to glaze up, son.
With his pimp hand. Okay, obviously, if they did it, we'd all be, oh, great move, and we support the team, and we would. It didn't matter who they get. They got Terrell Owens on his team. We're all like, okay, we'll see what he can do. I support this.
We weren't all like that.
And it wasn't much.
But let's be honest. I'll be honest with you. You know, right now, you know, there are players I like in the NFL. There are players I don't like in the NFL. And Steve Smith acts like he cures cancer every time he catches the ball. 3rd and 5, he gets a 6-yard pass, and he jumps up like they just won the Super Bowl. Dude, you got a first down. Go back in the huddle. Knock it off.
Get on with it, man.
Oh, my God. I don't mind the celebrating. I love the enthusiasm. But even there are times with him, if I was on his team, I'd say, dude, stop. Get in the huddle. Just stop and get in the huddle. We're down 20-0. You got a 4-yard pass on 3rd and 2. You didn't cure cancer. Get back in the huddle, please.
Moses, do you remember Martin Gramatica and Bill Gramatica, how they always used to jump up and down like idiots every time they got
and
a
the one
field
got
goal?
hurt? Yeah.
Gramatica came down wrong after a routine field goal and blew out his knee.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember that very well. I don't mind the celebration. Obviously, we have a lot of guys that like to celebrate on our team. I'm okay with that. But, you know, to me, Smith, like I said, you're down 20 and you catch a 3-yard pass and you jump up and holler. Dude, scoreboard. Chill a little bit. But maybe I'm just an old fogey.
You're an old
Anyway.
fogey.
Nah. Well, yes, but that doesn't mean you're not right.
That's true. That's true.
It's the end of the first quarter, bitches.
Looks like we have reached the end of our first quarter in this very special June off-season edition of 12th Man Fan Jam. Well, thanks again for enlightening all of us with your news from around the NFL.
Anytime.
We appreciate that. We remind you, it's coming up in the second quarter, and in the third quarter, we're going to do some more punchlines and headlines. So, or headlines and punchlines. I don't know, whatever it is. Headlines and punchlines. That's what it is. We're going to do something. It's going to be something like that. So, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the start of the second quarter.
You're listening to the 12th Man Fan Jam on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
Y'all thought this was a matchup. Mismatch.
And now it's time for the second quarter of the 12th Man Fan Jam. Here to take you through the second quarter is once again our host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you once again, Magic Voice of the 12th Man Fan Jam. Welcome to the second quarter of a very special June edition of the 12th Man Fan Jam. We have been mollywopping through the first quarter with our pimp hands, and now we're going to start the second quarter talking about some Seahawk news that's happened over the last couple weeks. And of course, we have to start off the May edition of the show. We were talking about how to get the Madden cover for Sherman and how we all wanted that. And we put a special thing up on our screen to vote for Madden, vote for Sherman. And lo and behold, Richard Sherman gets the cover of Madden. So we like to pat ourselves on the back a little bit about that, even though we've had nothing to do with it. But
hey, we got 3 votes for it.
We got 3 votes. Almost all of us voted for him. So you can, no, I'm kidding. We all voted for him, of course. Matt, worried about the curse yet?
No, not at all.
No.
There's no such thing. And, providing that they don't let it get into his head that there's a curse, then it's okay. Because that's what happens, is that if you talk about curses actually existing and actually causing, effect to the game, and if a player believes that, then he actually ends up becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy, and then he ends up having, a curse. But the other thing is, what we're going to have to expect then, as soon as, if there's any, God forbid, but if there's any injuries to Sherman or anything else, everyone will immediately say it's the curse.
Yes.
But whatever. No, I mean it's good for him. It's good for the team. It's good to get the LOB on there as well, because it's not just Sherman on there. I believe. I think the whole LOB are on there, aren't they? So,
well, they're petitioning for that, but I don't know if they can do that.
Oh, I thought I saw on his tweet that I thought that he himself
did
had
they get them all on?
I thought Sherman had blogged
on his blog. I think he said, I don't know. EA hasn't officially announced anything, but he did say that the LOB was.
Uh-oh.
The LOB was what?
Was going to be on there.
Oh,
sorry.
We thought you'd lost it then, man.
Man.
I was about to go all technical and stuff.
I almost cried.
Oh,
I almost cried. So as long as we don't mention the curse.
Yeah.
Wait, as long as we don't mention the curse.
Dum, dum, dum.
Everything will be fine.
Everything will be fine.
I can't think of a player less likely to have something like that get into his head and rob him of his self-confidence, to be perfectly honest.
I agree.
Well,
I
Ryan
agree.
Fitzpatrick, because you got to have a bunch. You got to have
That's
confidence.
why he's not on the cover. Well, that and several other reasons.
Fitzpatrick on the cover.
You got to have a bunch of confidence to lose in the first place. And he has none. So.
Well, you know, the best part about this whole thing is that Madden chose Sherman, or we voted for Sherman, or whatever. And the best part about this is, in a related note, Colin Kaepernick will be on the cover of Tecmo Bowl.
Hey, what's wrong with Tecmo Bowl?
Tecmo Bowl, yeah, from Tecmo Bowl for your TRS-80, if you're listening.
But I have to say as well, props to Cam Newton, because I think he was very gracious in defeat. I think that was very good. Yeah,
he was a good sport. It was a lot of fun. I was kind of silly that they had... I'm sitting there in front of my family going, oh, this is silly. This is stupid. Inside I'm going, come on, Sherman, you got this. You got this. I'm acting cool.
And what was up with that 90-minute unveiling show on ESPN?
God, please.
Is there nothing else they can show?
Ridiculous.
See, but if that to me is just a complete symptom of the fact that the off season for American football is too long.
Yes, amen. That when you say that the off season's too long, the kids love that, don't they? The kids you love. That's right, baby. Shorten that bitch up a little bit. I agree with that.
Heck, if nothing else, bring back the USFL so we can have some football on in the spring.
Yeah. Well, there's arena, but I'm not into that. So another thing that happened, we had the Madden cover with Sherman, but we also this week OTAs ended. When they ended, everybody went up and got their beautiful, beautiful Super Bowl rings, and they're gorgeous. They're fantastic. 12 stones around the outside of the front, the 12 feathers around the ring itself, the number 12 on one side and the upper corner or upper side, just beautiful rings. Matt, what did you think when you saw the rings?
I mean, they're starting. I mean, they're a bit dressy, a little bit showy for me. Not sure how I'd be able to wear that with anything. But I think you can definitely see there that Paul Allen obviously had involvement in this, definitely, because there is so many references to us in there, and he's all about that. And it's such a fitting tribute, I suppose, to. And as they said, this ring is designed for us, for the fans, and for the win itself. So I think they did a fantastic job. I like the fact that it's the white gold one as opposed to the yellow gold one, because I think yellow gold ones just look awful. But if I can get a copy, I'll have a copy, and I'll put one in my display case. That look nice.
It'd be awesome. Elton John could play piano with it. He had that ring on. You know that.
It just looks enormous. But you've got to have like American football size hands to be able to wear a ring like that anyway. So yeah, good for them. Well done.
And now I kind of get why guys don't ever wear them, because they are so big and cumbersome. You really couldn't do much with that ring on your hand the whole time. I mean,
I think the best bit is
look fabulous.
Oh yes,
you look amazing. But when you see like on Super Bowl night, when all the commentators are sitting there, the ex-players and the Hall of Famers, and they're all sitting there, and you can see them that they've got their rings on. That's when they wear them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Except Chris Carter.
But they all get together, and that's when they come out. But yeah, good for the lads. I think it does take a little bit too long though to get those rings out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're talking February again. The off season is too long. For Tiffany to have taken that, because I think it was Tiffany and Co that made them, but to take that long to design and make a ring.
But maybe they were made and just trying to find the right time to do it, and they thought, the OTAs would be like the perfect time.
My birthday, perfect day.
See, that's why they wait out for your birthday.
Perfect day to have that jewelry.
And Will, I said today, I'm not getting real emotional about it, but it kind of makes you look when you see like Doug Baldwin today, a picture of his grandfather saying, this guy's been with me from my first Little League game to now. And you see, Sidney Rice saying, I must have let over 12 12s hold my ring today. And you see Earl Tom. Oh my God. Are you laughing at Hold My Ring?
Oh, brother.
And ironically, the number 12. But anyway, but we digress. And then, oh boy, then you see Earl Thomas going back to his locker room and just kind of sitting there and getting kind of retrospective about how it all, it means something. And Will, to us, I think it means, to me it meant it's officially, okay, the season officially, the book closed when they got their rings. I mean, how did you feel when you saw the rings and you saw the guys kind of getting, showing them around and pictures with family and each other and stuff like that?
Well, it was amazing. I'm actually going down to Pacific Place in downtown Seattle. The Tiffany store there is having one of the Super Bowl rings on display all weekend. So I'm going to go down to see that. But it's just, you see the ring, again, it's just one last tangible reminder that, yes, this did happen. They've got the rings.
Yep.
They'll have them until they're broke 20 years from now and have to pawn them. But but no, seriously, I mean, it's just, again, another tangible reminder of this win. And I really enjoyed how much the effort they took to not only give a shout out to the fans with all the 12s on there, but they've got the "Leave No Doubt" 24/7 motto on the inside.
Yes.
You got the "What's Next" on the inside.
Yes.
It's just really personalized to the team. It's not just a ring with a bunch of diamonds on it.
I agree. I totally agree. It just, it was the perfect ending. And again, like they did with the uniforms, like they've done with everything, they included us in that, meaning the fans. The number 12 was included in a lot that they did there. And it's just, I don't think you're going to find that kind of connection with any other team.
And I was going to say, this is the things. These are the sorts of things which make the 12th man as loud as we are, as proud as we are, and other teams that want to try and emulate us and always say, well, we want to pump music into our stadiums, or we're gonna do something to be better than the 12s. You really do have to start at the bottom, and you have to include us as fans in everything you do, from your uniforms upwards. Paul Allen has done that. Front office has done that, and that's why we turn up every game.
I agree.
They really have put a lot of effort into saluting the fans.
Yes.
For the past decade or so, and it is real. I mean, you can tell from the players, the coaches, the team. This team truly embraces its fan base, unlike any other team I've ever seen.
They really do. They really do. And I think the young guys coming into OTAs, which we'll talk about in the second half here, the young guys coming to OTAs, it's something I think that they have to learn. And I think that they will from the other guys, just amazing. The rings were just fantastic. They're just beautiful. We got a picture of them up right now, and Will's going to get to go see them. I'm sure they'll have them on display around the Seattle area. If you get a chance, they're just fantastic. So it did kind of symbolize the end of this year, and now it's time to look forward a little bit if you haven't already. So.
Holy shit, it's halftime!
And with that said, I think that's the end of the second quarter. We're going to go to halftime. The guys are going to start thinking of their own personal trivia. We're going to have a special edition of Seahawk Trivia at halftime, where you too, the viewer and listener, can play along with. And our defending champ, Will take the challenger, Matt, who'd won 2 in a row, see if Matt can reclaim his title after this brief break.
Hey, this is Matt, all the way from merry old England, and you're listening to the 12th Man Fan Jam.
Yes, it's halftime of the 12th Man Fan Jam show. And that means once again it's time for another version of Seahawk Trivia. Yes, I am your host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity. And we'd like to welcome you to a wonderful halftime show of Seahawk Trivia, where our guests will be playing for fabulous prizes chosen especially for you. So let's get right down to it. Our challenger this evening is from the lovely country of England.
Hello.
Where they allowed us to stop getting taxed to death and become our own country. Please welcome from merry old England, Matt.
Hello, yes, we did indeed, and now you're being taxed to death by yourselves. Well done, congratulations.
Yes, well done. And as usual, the kids love Matt.
Thank you, kids. Thank you.
Matt, the former two-time defending champion who lost the last trivia round. To this man, our defending champ. He's over the top. He took it all last episode. Crushing two-time champion, Matt. He looks to defend his championship tonight. He is Will.
Hey, Matt, what college did George Clinton go to again?
Oh, shut up. I actually got that one right.
Middle Tennessee State. Just
And
like
I believe
State.
there was a trip to Vegas involved with that, which didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Yeah, didn't happen.
Okay. We have 9 questions. You will answer 8 of them. And as usual, you will get 3 options to each question. The topic...
What's the 9th one for, then?
Well, I was bored, so I made 9. So one will not get asked. Your topic is 12th man flag raising. 12th man flag raising.
Really?
I want to remind you of the rules. For those of you who are just joining us, the rules are simple for our contestants. Number 1, no Googling.
Yeah,
Don't
absolutely.
Google. And number 2, no placing phone calls, especially for Matt, because it's like 4 in the morning in England. But no phone calls. And number 3, please, if you're listening and watching at home, no wagering. This is for strictly entertainment purposes. All right.
Matt,
Will,
$5 says I win.
Ooh! Here we go.
I'll say, yeah, you're probably right.
And we're off. Will, you're the champion. You get the option of answering the first question every round or the last question every round. Which would you like to do? You know Pete Carroll defers. Yeah, Pete Carroll defers.
I'm going to defer, yes.
All right. So Matt will be asked the first question of every round. Round 1. Here we go, Matt. Number 1. Okay. Question 1 through 9, please.
1.
Number 1.
It's not going to make a blind bit of difference. Go on then.
Well, we've got our organ list here, you know. That'll help you.
Oh, shit.
You got it. Yeah. All right. Here you go, Matt. All right. The first 12th man flag raiser was a guy named Frosty Westring.
Yeah, go on then.
He was a coach of what Washington State College?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Seattle Pacific, Seattle Lutheran, or Pacific Lutheran? Seattle Pacific, Seattle Lutheran, or Pacific Lutheran?
How the hell am I going to know? I don't know. What was the middle one?
Seattle Pacific, Seattle Lutheran, or Pacific Lutheran?
The middle one. The middle one.
The middle one.
Whichever that was.
He goes with the middle one.
I don't know what that was. Who cares?
The answer,
Good
Seattle
night, everybody.
Lutheran. Seattle Lutheran is what he went with, and the correct answer is
There's a shot.
Pacific Lutheran. Pacific Lutheran, and so Matt fails to score at the top of the first, and that is exactly what she said.
Honestly, you people. Honestly.
All right.
What do you mean, you people? He's making up this quiz.
Will, 2 through 9.
Punters are people too. Give me number 9.
Number 9.
Why am I here? Every week I turn up to this. Every week I turn up to be abused.
You love this. All right, number 9. Here we go. On November 28th, 2010, actor and Seahawk fan Tom Skerritt raised the 12th man flag. He recently played himself. Did he go to Middle
Tennessee State?
No, but he recently played himself in what 2012 movie? Was it Ted, Magic Mike, or American Reunion? What movie did Tom Skerritt recently play himself? Was it in Ted? Was it in Magic Mike? Or was it American Reunion?
Well, I never saw Magic Mike or American Reunion, but I have a vague recollection of Tom Skerritt, so I'm going to go with Ted.
He's going to go with Ted. And the answer is Ted.
Yeah, I got that.
You knew that?
I knew that.
Oh my God.
I don't know which college he went to, but I knew that.
Tom Skerritt played himself in Ted. All right. At the end of round 1, it is Will 1, Matt 0. Matt.
Hello.
Questions 2 through 8.
Travaris Jackson, number 7.
You always pick that, and it never works out for you. Just like
I'm gonna repeat what I just said. It doesn't matter what number I pick on this.
it doesn't work out for you. Just like you did the first time he was here.
I went to the Ryan Fitzpatrick School of Trivia quiz questions. It's just a completely broken process. Carry on.
Oh my God! All right, number 7. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. In August 22nd, 2009, against the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
Mallory Holtman, Sarah Tucholsky, and Liz Wallace all raised the 12th man flag.
Nice.
Who are they? Were their husbands killed in military service? Are they national champion college bowlers? Or did they show amazing sportsmanship at a softball game? What did these 3 ladies do? Or what is their claim to fame? Were their husbands killed in military service? Are they national championship college bowlers? Or did they show amazing sportsmanship at a softball game?
I'm trying to think. Are they the ones? Right, hold on. My brain is thinking. I think these are the ones. Didn't they call that bloody organist? I'm going to shoot it right in the face. I'm sure that they were the soft. Cut it. There we go. I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, they were the ones that carried somebody around or something because she fell over or something. I don't know. But whatever it was, I'm pretty sure it's the act of sportsmanship.
He's going to the sportsmanship of the softball game, and the answer is
yes.
The ownership.
Did
of
they
the
not
softball
carry
game.
someone?
They were the ladies. Yes, they were the ladies.
Yes.
The one blew her knee out, and her own team couldn't carry her. So the one playing first, I believe, turned to the ref and said, "Can we carry her since we're not on her team?" And they looked in the rule book and said, "Yeah." So they picked her up, carried her around the bases, and allowed her to score. So they were allowed to raise a 12-man flag. Very cool story.
Yes, I seem to remember that.
Yeah, very cool. All right, so that puts Matt on the board. Mr.
Yes.
I'll never get any of these has just tied it up. Will, 2 through 8.
I'll take 3. Russell Wilson.
Number 3. Okay. Your question is this. In 2006, actor Josh Lucas raised the 12th man flag. What movie was he in with Reese Witherspoon? Was it
Witherspoon?
Reese Witherspoon? or Reese without her spoon, whichever you want to go with here. What movie was he with her? Was it Legally Blonde, Water for Elephants, or Sweet Home Alabama? Josh Lucas.
The actor questions.
What movie was he in with Reese Witherspoon? Legally Blonde, Water for Elephants, or Sweet Home Alabama?
Well, my near encyclopedic knowledge of Reese Witherspoon movies is failing me at the moment.
You're creeping me out. You're creeping me out, man.
No, just being facetious. I don't know, Water for Elephants?
Water for Elephants, he says. And the answer is Sweet Home Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama. A classic movie
that are so blue.
Yeah, where none of us have seen it. Okay, at the end of round 2, it is 1-1. Matt has tied up Will. Matt, questions 2 through 8.
I hope Matt hasn't tied me up.
Oh, and that's what Will said.
We're going to go there, are we? We're going to go there. Not after
Just
last
did.
time, because he's crap with knots, I'm just
Right.
saying.
Oh,
What numbers are at 5? Is number 5 still available? Dennis?
number 5 is still available. Would you like it?
No, I don't want that one.
Okay.
So at number 4, is that still available?
Number 4 is also still available. Would you like it?
Yeah, let's have 4, please.
All right, let's have 4. All right. Number 4.
Yes.
Matt, your question is this.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Despite raising the 12th man flag, it's a double shot of Josh Lucas. Get excited. Josh Lucas is getting more press on this show than he's had his whole life. This is amazing. All right.
We're here for you, Josh.
Another Josh Lucas question. Despite raising that 12th man flag in 2006, the twag, actor Josh Lucas actually confessed to Jimmy Kimmel that he was a die-hard fan of what NFL team? The Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, or the New England Patriots. Despite raising the 12th man flag, 3 years later, that bastard went on his show and said, but I'm really a fan of the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, or the New England Patriots.
I bloody remember this as well. Can't remember the bloody team. Can't remember the bloody team. I do. I can't remember the bloody team though. He's in Sweet Home Alabama and Patriots.
Patriots. He says Patriots. Shut up. Okay, Patriots.
Sorry.
New England Patriots. Sorry. And the answer is...
Oh, damn it.
I'm sorry, it was the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills. I can't believe he knew this.
There are still diehard Buffalo Bills fans?
Yeah, I know that guy. So. He even has, joined the fan club and everything. He's diehard. I don't even know who the hell he is. Okay.
Maybe Will, you can buy the team.
Yeah. 2, 5, 6, or 8.
Well, I'm going to take 5 since Matt hurt 5's feelings a little earlier.
Oh. Matt hurts 5.
And if this is another Josh Lucas question, I forfeit.
It is not a Josh Lucas question, okay.
A Jock Lucas.
a Juke Lucas. I'm telling you.
Are you having some sort of stroke over there?
What the hell of a vacation? There's Schnurbench different. No.
You're like that one newscaster that just sort of went off on
oh my god. It's so tragic yet so funny at the same time. In 2012... We've lost Matt.
Carry on.
Okay, you keep laughing. In 2012, Joe Mosier raised the 12th man flag. What did he do? Did he survive a concentration camp? Did he climb Mount Everest? Or did he survive a POW camp in North Korea or in Korea? Joe Mosier, what did he do? Survive a concentration camp, climb Mount Everest, or survive a POW camp in Korea?
POW camp, Korea.
POW camp in Korea. And the answer is... He survived a concentration camp, actually. He was shot down.
It was one of those because that was the Veterans Day one.
Yes, it was. And he was shot down in action and held in a concentration camp. I think Buchenwald. Buchenwald was the concentration camp I think he was in. Okay, we are going to our last round before the big exciting tie-breaking question. And we're tied at 1. So, Matt, you need to get this one. Either 2, 6, or 8.
Hasselbeck 8.
Hasselbeck 8. All right. And your question is this.
Right.
NASCAR race driver Casey Kane raised the flag November 27, 2007. What number is on his car this current NASCAR season? Is it 12, 5, or 2? 12, 5, or 2? What number is Casey Kane's this season in NASCAR? Is he a 12? Is he a 5? Is he a 2?
Bro.
You a big NASCAR fan, are you, Matt?
No. Is that, hang on, hold on. Is that the one where they just go left?
Yes.
Yes.
You know what it is for me to watch NASCAR? This is me watching NASCAR. Oh, that's a cool looking car. Oh, that's a cool looking car. That's a cool looking car. Ooh, look, Cheerios. That's me watching NASCAR. Okay.
I'm just like, damn it, nobody's crashing yet.
Yeah, that too. Oh, wow, cool. Look at that car wreck. Casey Kane, is he wearing a 12, a 5, or a 2 on his car this season?
I think that this is a huge fake answer because I don't think he is, but I'm going to say 12.
He's going to say he's wearing a 12.
I think you've led me into a false sense of security there with that, but I think it's a 12.
He thinks it's a 12.
Yeah.
And the answer is...
Yes.
It's 5. It's number 5. Yeah, Casey Kane's number 5.
Is he a Buffalo's Bill fan as well?
No, he's from Washington. He
does know Josh Lucas, though.
And I remember him getting excited last year on Twitter. He had gotten tickets to the Atlanta Falcons playoff game, and he was all excited about going to see the Seahawks play the Falcons. So he's kind of a Seahawk fan. So, okay. It comes down to this before our final 2-point tiebreaker, which if it's not tied, it'll still be a tiebreaker. 2 and 6. 2 or 6 for Will.
Well, in the spirit of Charlie Whitehurst, who actually won a game in Seattle that got us into the playoffs 4 years ago, I'll go with number 6.
Number 6. Final question before the big question is this. In 2004, the Pike Place Fishmongers raised the 12th-man flag. How many fishmongers raised the flag? 2, 3, or 4? How many of those fishmongers raise the 12th-man flag? 2, 3, or 4?
You know, I tried to block that out because that was kind of the whole the nadir of the whole 12th man flag thing.
Wait, the what? The what? The nadir?
The nadir, Nadir, the low point, if you will.
Is that like mollywhopping?
No, that's me English majoring.
Okay.
Yes, very impressive.
Oh,
Thank you
guys.
It'll be
You
even
all
more
talk
impressive
funny
if I
on
can
this
guess
show
this
here.
one.
I don't get you.
What the heck? I'll
My
go
daughter. Wait, before you answer. My daughter. we come back from Atlanta. She's still talking with a Southern accent.
Oh.
I said, will you go get... What y'all want me to go do? I said, you are not in Atlanta anymore, honey. Stop it. Okay, I'm sorry. 2, 3, or 4 fishmongers raised the 12.
3.
He said 3. And the answer is... What would you have said, Matt?
I'd have said the lower number.
Well, 3's correct.
Well done.
And now we go to our
Pure
2-point
luck.
final. It's 2-1
Good guess.
in favor of Will. But now comes the good one. We get to play high and low, and of course, Will, with the advantage, he gets to guess second. So it's a number. The 12th-man flag has been raised over 100 times. Okay? Out of those 101, I think is what I counted. Out of 101 flag raisings, Matt, how many times has the flag been raised by more than one person out of 101 times?
What?
Yeah. How many times has the flag been raised by more than one person out of 101 times? Matt, what is your answer?
I don't think it's that high.
Hold on.
I don't know. Pick a number. All right, cut it. I'm going to go with out of 101 times. I'm going to go with 39.
39. Will, out of 101, how many times has the flag been raised by more than one person?
23.
Will says 23. The correct answer is only 14 times.
Oh, damn.
And you know what that means?
Means he's the winner again.
That means that for the second week in a row, guess who is still reigning trivia champion?
Richard Sherman.
It is Will.
Yeah.
The winner takes it all,
Thank
baby.
you. Thank you.
Here
Well,
you go.
that's disappointing.
That's right. Congratulations, Will, on once again defending his title with the help from Sammy Hagar. This has been another wonderful version of Seahawk Trivia. I'm your host, the Seven-Point Reverend Moses of Seahawk Positivity. I'm all lost. We'll get regathered here and start the third quarter. Sammy's wailing on his guitar. It's a movie about arm wrestling over the top with Sylvester Stallone. See it in your bargain bins everywhere. And we'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Mosette, Moses' daughter, and when he's not telling me to clean my room, he's on the 12-man fan jam.
Mosette, come here, clean your room.
Call me Dad. Holy shit.
Welcome to the third quarter of the 12th Man Fan Jam. Let us join our host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, Magic Voice of the 12th Man Fan Jam. Welcome back to the third quarter where I have found my English diction. And we are going to continue to try to, muddle through this show, this very special June edition of the 12th Man Fan Jam. We hope you enjoyed the trivia. Congratulations again, Will, on keeping your title 2 weeks in a row. And next week we will be going for a new record, or next show, which will be in July. We'll go for your record 3rd title, as will Matt. So you want to stay tuned for that for sure.
It's almost as if we orchestrated it, isn't it?
It's almost as if we did, but we didn't.
No, we didn't. We're not clever enough for that.
No. This is not staged. They have no idea what the title was of the topics until I told them in front of you all. So they had no idea what it was going to be. Anyway, if you're still listening, thanks for listening. We're going to talk a little about OTAs and have a very special fourth quarter tribute. But before we do that, we need to talk about OTAs a little bit. Will, what was your view on the Seahawk OTAs that just ended?
Well, they came out swinging. I mean, that's for certain. But there were a lot of players that left some positive impressions. A few not so much. But I'd probably the player that came out of nowhere the best was Thorold Simon, drafted 5th round last year, cornerback. Never really even got to practice last year with his various injuries. The guy's just looking very good out there. If he keeps this up, I think he's really going to push Jeremy Lane for the nickel corner spot.
Wow!
And frankly, we need him. We need him to step up, even if he's the 4th corner, because with the guys we lost this year, our rookie receivers are looking great. Kevin Norwood is catching everything that's coming his way. Paul Richardson is just flying out on the field. I mean, he's catching long pass after long pass, and for people like me who have wanted a very speedy receiver for a long time, this has been great. Percy Harvin looks like he's 100% healthy, which is huge. We're going to need him big time. One player, the battle for right tackle, I'd have to say Justin Britt is leading at this point. It's hard to tell, OTAs, non-contact supposedly, but he's been looking sharp. And Michael Bowie, I'm a little disappointed in him because from all reports, he came in with some conditioning issues. And he had to know that job was his to lose. And if he came in not completely in shape, okay, training camp's still coming, but he did not get off on the right foot.
Oh, very good. And then, of course, we had the scuffle between, I believe it was Richard Sherman and who was the receiver? Bates?
Phil Bates.
Phil Bates. Matt, what did you think when you saw the little scuffle?
Oh, I don't care. Look, it's football. We're not playing tiddlywinks. Do you know what I mean? These are competitive people in an arena which is told to them always compete. Now, as long as nobody tries to injure anybody so that they don't play, if that means that they get into others' grills, if that means that there's a little bit of competition, I haven't got a problem with that. And I think you saw a similar thing in Baltimore. These are professional guys who are at the very sort of cutting edge of their game. They're quite highly strung. They're in a competitive environment. They're all trying to do their best. It's going to happen. As long as the coaches and Pete and others can step in, calm that situation down, everyone can still be friends afterwards. I have no problem with that at all. None whatsoever.
Yeah, me as well. I thought OTAs went great. I thought there was a lot of competing going out there, and I think really Coach Carroll said it best when he said, they came out and we just wanted to make sure they had that competitive fire in them, and they definitely did. And that's great to see from this team.
Yeah, the biggest danger, I think, coming into this season was, are they going to take a step back? Are they going to relax a little now that they've got a ring? And it's plain to see. I mean, not just the fight, but just the way everybody's been playing out there in OTAs and then in minicamp this week. These guys are still hungry. I mean, a couple guys got the big contracts. They all got the rings, but they want more. And I wouldn't bet against them getting more this season.
Was it me? I hadn't paid enormous attention to OTAs. I don't normally, obviously living away from there, I can't go and watch it or anything. But was it me, or has Russell Wilson lost an awful lot of weight? He looks to me as if he's thinner than he was before. He looks like he's in better condition. I don't know whether he's performed better at these OTAs than he has before, but he certainly looks more leaner and meaner to me.
Yeah, he did look a little thinner to me. I thought that too, a little bit.
I didn't really notice that, but he looks as good as ever, and I think that's another guy. I mean, as good as he has played, don't even call him a game manager around me. I'll bust you up. But as good as he has played the last couple years, he's still got a ways to go, and he knows it. And he's still out there working hard with all of them.
Very cool, and I thought it was a great week, and now they're off until about a month. And we'll be off for a couple weeks. We'll be coming back after July 4th. We're tentatively scheduling for sometime after July 4th to have another July edition of the 12th Man Fan Jam. It'll be the start of camp and to start everything. And hopefully there'll be more news to talk about for sure. Obviously, right now...
Coaches must hate this time of season, time of year. I mean, the players are all gone for 5 weeks, and they're just praying, don't get into trouble. Don't get into trouble. Don't get into trouble.
Well, I can remember Holmgren was notorious for gathering them all on this last day OTAs and telling his coaches, disappear for 4 weeks. Just go and disappear, and I don't want to see you in for 4 weeks. Just go. And that's what Holmgren was known for doing, was just telling everybody to get as far away from football as possible for 4 weeks. And I guess that works, Matt, but then, I guess I can see both sides of it.
No, I don't. Actually, I don't agree with that at all. I think these kids have got, they get a lot of money, they've got a lot of responsibility, they've got a lot of opportunities to make a lot of mistakes, to ruin their career and ruin the chances for the team. This is a team sport, and it's a team sport not just when you're on the field, it's a team sport when you're off the field as well. These kids need to look after themselves, they need to look after each other. That's the most important thing to do, and they've got to remember the program for which they're on, and they've got to remember as well what their aims are. Yes, they've all just got in their pockets now a very hefty piece of jewellery, and they could have another really hefty piece of jewellery actually really easily this year if they not easily, but they could be in serious contention for another serious piece of jewellery. So don't do anything in 5 weeks to screw that up. And I don't think they will, because every single one of these players understands their role within the structure of this team, and they understand that role is not just about playing football, it's also about how you conduct yourself off the field. The only one we've got to worry about is Marshawn Lynch, because who knows what he's going to do. I don't think he knows what he's going to do either half the time.
No, he doesn't.
But they've got to look after each other. That's the important thing. So no, I disagree with Holmgren's approach on that. But
right.
I think they'll look after each other. They're in the program and they know what's expected of them.
Very good.
If you want another shiny diamond ring next year, make sure you don't end up with a couple of steel bracelets in the next month.
Very nice. Very nice. I think you're right. I think they need to kind of, especially a team this young. One guy that you mentioned was Marshawn Lynch. Well, you want to kind of fill us in on his OTA experience and what the big rumor going around and what really happened and how things are going there?
Well, it was a classic example of the media taking a story and just blowing it all out of proportion. There were rumors he was going to skip minicamp, and suddenly that became, the team does not expect him to be at minicamp. There were rumors that he was hoping to get a little bit more money. All of a sudden that became, Marshawn Lynch is going to hold out for a new contract.
Right.
And, it's Marshawn Lynch. Part of this, I honestly think, is he just likes being contrary. If everyone expects him to show up at the White House, he's going to skip it. If everyone expects him to skip minicamp, he's going to show up. And part of it is, he does want some money. But, he showed up. He didn't skip out on minicamp. And, I think he is going to work with the team and try to get a little bit more cash. I honestly don't expect to hold out in training camp, and I think they're going to work it out one way or another.
All right. Well, it's funny about Marshawn Lynch, because before we conclude the third quarter, we do a little thing on here called Headlines and Punchlines. And for this evening, we decided to do a very brief one, and the headline and punchline for this evening is Marshawn Lynch did appear at OTAs this week. So, let's do some headlines and punchlines. All right, here's how headlines and punchlines work on the show if you've never heard it before. It's very simple. We take an article of news, we take a headline, and then we add a punchline to it. Are you gentlemen ready for the Marshawn Lynch headline and punchline?
Yes, I think.
All right. I will start. The headline and punchline for this episode is Marshawn Lynch did appear at OTAs this week. So here we go. Marshawn Lynch did appear at OTAs this week, and the OTAs crapped their pants and ran in fear. Will, you ready?
I'm ready.
Marshawn Lynch did appear at OTAs this week.
Seahawk fans were shocked to learn that Michael Silver was not one of the ones predicting a Lynch holdout.
Michael Silver has taken a small break, apparently, because we have not heard him. Usually a regular on the show, but I have not heard from him recently. All right. You ready to finish it up, Matthew?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Finish strong. Marshawn Lynch did appear at OTAs this week.
After failing to get a note from his mum excusing him from sports.
Excellent! Signed, Marshawn Lynch's mother. All right, Epstein, we miss you. All right. There's a Welcome Back Kotter reference for you kids out there.
It's the end of the third quarter, bitches.
End of the third quarter, we're going to take a deep break? We're going to take a short break. I don't know we're going to take a deep break. We're going to take a break. I'm going to take a long break.
Good night, everybody.
And when I come back to the fourth quarter, I'm going to try to regather my senses. And we're going to have a very special tribute to end the show of the June edition of 12th Man Fan Jam. So we'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Moses' daughter, Mozette, and this is the 12-Man Fan Jam. Do I get my money now, Dad?
Okay, let me go get my wallet.
And now it's time for the fourth quarter of the 12th Man Fan Jam. Here to lead us through the final quarter is once again our host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, magic voice of the 12th Man Fan Jam. As we go into the fourth quarter, and I try my best to finish this show without falling completely over my tongue, and that's what she said. All right. We saved the fourth quarter of this show to give a very special tribute to a man on the posse who recently had a birthday, and that is Matt. Matt from England has had a birthday.
This is news to me.
Yes, it is. And
how much did you have to drink on your birthday? And this is news to you.
Yeah.
Oh, the birthday's not news. It's the fourth quarter that was.
The fourth quarter has been changed, and recently Matt celebrated his birthday, and we know many of you are wondering just who is this Matt from England? What makes him
Frankly,
tick?
I'd prefer not to know.
I wonder if he'd like to know what makes me tick. So we here at the 12th Man Fan Jam decided it was a good time to sneak behind Matt's back and discuss the man, the myth, the legend. That is Matt.
Oh, shit.
Yes, here's the story of Matt's life. Here we go. Matt was born on a rainy Thursday evening in Liverpool during a Beatles concert in the Cavern at 2 a.m. His first words were rubbish. By the age of 3, Matt had developed an amazing sense of fashion and buffoonery. He was able to work at the local coal mines for 12-hour days and have his hair remain perfect and unfuddled. When age 7 arrived, Matt already had 2 degrees from Oxford and was working on his 3rd, this time in the field of male anatomy. He soon developed a vaccine for polio by mistake when he was trying to find the perfect cologne for a Saturday night rave. As a youngster, Matt's Pimp Hand was given its own holiday, and Matt's Pimp Hand Day is still celebrated to this day in parts of England just outside London in basements everywhere.
And Wales.
Yes. The teen years were tough for Matt. He endured countless taunts from the other doctorate scholars at Oxford and finally left there to pursue his lifelong goal of being a Seahawk fan and a man who would someday rule all space, time, and dimension. Matt was able to single-handedly make Ken Behring sell the Seahawks to current owner Paul Allen by threatening to, and I quote, run Behring's cue ball head into the Great Wall of China until it cracked open like an Easter egg from hell.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Over the years, Matt invented several important devices, including the Furby, Crocs, Diet Water, and the shoe umbrella. He was knighted in 2000 for his work with children and underprivileged cute men. In 2003, he was given a key to the City of London, where he quickly locked up the city, proclaimed himself the Lord God Keymaster of London, and was banned from Buckingham Palace for life. Sir Elton John once said of Matt, he's one of the brashest and meanest bitches I've ever fought in a knockdown, drag-out battle to the death, and if I ever see him again, I will crush him without prejudice.
Yeah, I'm right, Elton.
Sir Paul McCartney could not be reached for comment.
Aww.
A library of Matt's poetry and other literary works and art drawings is located somewhere under a bar in Ipswich. This is the man. This is the legend. This is Matt from England. Happy birthday, Matt.
Thanks, man.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Thanks, mate.
Speech!
How do you come up with this shit? Do you know what I mean? How do you do this?
Why do you come up with this
I
shit?
have connections.
Oh, yes. I can imagine.
I have connections, yes.
Oh.
And speaking of connections, it's time to disconnect from yet another award-winning 12th Man Fan Jam show. And what a wonderful show. I know, it's always sad. And what an amazing show we have had this evening. And I hope you found it informational. I hope you found it educational. I hope you found it fun. And what did we learn in this episode? Well, we learned that Matt likes Sidney Rice's ring. I don't know.
Don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what the giggle was about, but it was there. Will always goes over the top. Little Sylvester Stallone movie reference for you. And we also learned that Moses needs to have his tongue adjusted. So, for the news hound Will, for my partner in crime Matt, this is your self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity, thanking you all so very much for joining us this episode, and thank you for making us a part of your off-season Seahawk tradition. We definitely look forward to helping you waste over an hour of your life the next time we get together to talk a little Seahawk football. Talk to you all soon, and go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.